Hello, welcome once again to the Outlaw Saloon, where the Wild West just got wilder, baby. I actually had a really odd choice today. It was either do a live stream gaming or this. Now, it's rare that I actually get a choice between the two. Usually it's like, situations dictate. I got, if I'm going to do any type of stream, I'll do a game because I don't have, much time or whatever. Or, hey, I can squeeze in some chit chat. Now, a lot of times these live streams, they usually end up going well past what I usually envision, which I don't try to because it's just kind of organic that way, right? And so it just kind of like takes takes shape on its own, right? Normally, it's by the interaction uh, between myself and you guys. You guys will ask either a question or talk about something, and then of course that sparks uh, me wanting to talk about something, and so I'm like, yeah, well, giddy up, right? There we go. And we're off and running down Squirrel Lane with as many subjects as we usually. Finally, I'm catching you live. Hey, Moto, how's it going, buddy? Moto Alley's in the house, catching a completely random. So, see, the last time I did this, when was that? I think I saw on 9 days. It was 9 days ago. Sure enough, um, not well. Okay, I was gonna say not much new on my end, but actually there is. Last week was holy buckets. Like, hang on to your britches. This is gonna be a ride, right? It's one of those weeks. Um, I saw, I swear, just about every doctor. One for my therapist, for my head, neurosurgeon, neurologist, uh, even a dietitian. Huh? You imagine that? Freaking weird, right? Anyways, I'm like, what are you trying to say, man? What, am I fat? Go ahead, say it. I dare you. But anyways, cooking some lunch stuff for work. How's the radio series going? Toga, Toga. Toga's in the house as well. Hey, brother. Let's get the party started. Yeah, hell yeah. Uh, as for the radio series, yeah, actually, it's taken a life of its own. Moto, like for real. Um, of course, it started out with just a single idea, and then I asked you guys on that live stream. Actually, it was a combination of two live streams where, hey, you know, how would you think this would go, pan out, and what would you do, and advice, and all this other stuff. So I wrote that all down in my handy dandy notebook, and once I started on the computer side of things, so I was implementing, if you will, experimentation of the idea, and working with little tidbits of AI, and working on the audio program. I use a program called Audacity, and it works amazing when it comes to like dealing with like audio files, and making your own audio files from scratch. Combining, blending, softening, all that stuff that comes with like audio stuff. So, and I'm no expert at it. So, but it was fun. It was fun to mess with. And so I ended up doing that, and I recorded some lines. Was tweaking how they sound, what I could add, what I could do to it to make it sound more like it's coming from a radio instead of like what you're hearing now, on the microphone. So yeah, it's and hopefully I'm not. I don't know if I'm coming in too loud. I know the meter's banging in the red every now and then, depending on uh, what I'm saying or how. Blah. Yeah, see, that just pegged red. So again, I don't know. Um, and I was actually fooling around with this earlier, OBS, with the audio pickup. Speaking of audio, uh, which is why I got my old flat top out. I needed a tune anyways. Um, so I was just kind of doing some picking and grinning, just minor stuff, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, you know what? I'm already in front of the computer. Why not? Let's do a live stream. You're fat. Are they using something? Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. They have the VA, which obviously military connected. They have interesting guidelines, if you will, for what is a fat, what is obese, what is overweight, what is this, what is that. So, and if you don't fit within that, if you don't fit in that little box, that little category, you're fat. You're fat, man. uh, I don't know if it's my laptop or your audio, but I had to turn my speakers up. Oh, so it's not even coming in like loud? Wow, same here, but it's cool with headsets. Now, why on earth would this be coming in? Okay, so the echo is down. Now, let me put this up. Hang on. All right. Oh, okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let me move this down to there. Maybe I won't get as bad as echo. Uh oh, just playing my own music. Let's see. Same here. All right. Hey, is this any better? For realsies, man, is this any better? I just turned off my actual volume. Well, maybe that wasn't the brightest idea. Yeah, just do it two. Two's fine. We can do two. Okay, it's way better now. Oh, volume knob. Yeah. All right. Hey, that's cool. I was wondering, when I was doing small recordings, because you can live stream and record on this, but I was doing the recording and I'd listen to the playback to hear how the audio was, and I'm like, wow, that sounds like shit, man. Like it was so low, and I was like, and I'm pumping up the speaker volume and all the volumes on the PC, and I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, for the military standards, I would be out of the service right now. That's funny. Oh no, phone calls. Mm-mm. Can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry. Yes, I got a guitar. I've had this guitar. Matter of fact, this guitar is. I figured it out last time because my mother used this guitar. So I was what? So the guitar is roughly 44 years old. Roughly. We both former jarheads, bro. It's normal to feel like this, no worries. Moto Alley, not going down the doctor's side again, but I've learned most of what they say. Do opposite. At least your video is good, unlike another YouTuber we all know. Oh, oh, Moto, you went there. Oh, snap. Oh, if Firefighter watches this, let's hope he doesn't, right? Oh, did I mention his name? I just dropped his name. I blame you. I blame you. I'm just saying. Oh, poor Firefighter. Oh, we pick on him mercilessly, mercilessly, unmercifully. We pick on him unmercifully. I think I got it. Yeah, you did. You went there. You went there. Um, this is just cheap guitar. Uh, my mother picked up. Like I said, I think it had to have been around 44 years ago, and it wasn't new then. So I know it's at least 44 years old, but I don't know the exact age. Yeah, it could be older than me for all I know. I was able to watch a little bit of it before the kids distracted me. You talking about the oil change, and then the middle camera fritzed out on him. That was funny. Yeah, no, he is, and he takes it on the chin. I'm gonna give him that, like like myself included, right? I mean, if you throw yourself out, out in the weeds like this on live streams, you're bound. You gotta have thick skin, and military background, it helps. Because then you just don't give two Twinkies what people say, anyways. For the most part, if it's negative, right? If it's constructive and negative, I I listen. I pay attention. If it's just plain, I'm going to use the new term that I've heard a lot that kids say nowadays, brain rot type negative, then they can go kiss a goat's nutsack because I don't care. Is it a big name brand? No, it's not. It's not. It's not. I don't even know what. Okay. Penco. Penco. There's a there's a name for you. Penco. It's not like a Gibson, or a Fender or whatever. Although I'll tell you something. About, see, 21 years ago, I was able to finally afford my dream guitar, and it was an American Fender Strat Sunburst design. And I did it. I made sure it was that exact guitar because Stevie Ray Vaughan was or is my all-time idol. Stevie Ray, man. For me, there's nobody better. Not even Jimi Hendrix. And I'll fight you tooth and nail for it. The Stevie Ray Vaughan, oh, amazing. And that's what inspired me. Not to mention, I have family members that so I grew up around musical instruments, right? So um, it was just like an easy choice, something you could just pick up, enjoy, put down, and walk away. So that was pretty cool. But I have not been okay. So I had to sell. I got to go back. I got to stay on track, guys. Back to the American Fender Strat. Had a small Fender uh, amp that came with it. Not came with it, that I had to buy with it. Uh, and the sound was primo. Um, I couldn't put the heavy gauge uh, strings on it that I wanted to because that's what Stevie Ray had. You know, Why? Thank you. Anyways, maybe I should turn that off. um, Living in Maine, you don't have gas heat, right? It's oil heat. So you have the 275-gallon oil drum, next to your place. And we were living in a small trailer. I had had my firstborn. He was about 2 at the time, and the oil ran out, and it was like a third of the way through winter. So we hadn't even reached our coldest point yet, and we ran out of oil. We ran out of heat, right? Um, and again, like no money, right? I wasn't even fully in the VA system at that point, so I wasn't even getting anything, pension wise. uh, or even help. So, anyways, the only thing I could do was I sold my guitar, lot, stock and barrel. So um, I had it probably for a good 9 months, and then we had to sell it. I don't regret it. It sucked, but I don't regret it. Um, it gave us enough oil to make it through the winter. Um, so I'm pleased with that. Kept my family warm. Can you play Yalla Haji Habibi Habibi? Okay. I don't know what the hell that is, Toga. So, no disrespect, but I don't know what the hell that even means. Yala Haji Habibi. Did I even say it right? Did I say it right that time? Haji Yala Haji Habibi. Give me a thumbs up, brother. Tell me I was even close. Let's see, Moto Alley. The way I see it, we put ourselves out there for all to see. If we can't jab at each other or ourselves, who can we poke fun at? True. You look around at the missus going, you're next. Yeah, those idiots that talk crap don't have a YouTube profile pic are just the mud between our boots. Very true. Very true. Especially the ones that only create a YouTube account, really, to they don't want a presence on YouTube, but yet they think they have like the biggest mouth on YouTube, right? And they think they're entitled to use it. Toga, I can play just a few songs by Nirvana and just that because they all reverse notes. In fact, that's why pretty easy to play. That is, yeah, yeah. You're correct on that one. Moto oh no, I know where this story is going and it's terrible, but it went to a good cause. Yeah, 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 it did. That sucked. It did. That's cool, Toga, though, and you're able to play as well too. Or what the f is the song's name? Whatever had been famous in the '90s in the wartime. Yeah, who knows? Dude, my keyboard is acting up since this morning. I think your fingers are in need of exercise, man. Start doing finger exercises. Well, that could have went in bad places. Maybe not. um, yeah, it's all cool though. Like I agree. It went to a good cause. The family, it kept the family warm. But you know what? I kind of look at it like I was blessed for a short time. I had to save. I don't know how many years. I think it was like 2, 3 years. I had to save up like everything I did, spare jobs, overtime, you name it. Um, and I was able to afford it. Mind you, we were dirt poor, and my body was broken. Nothing was fixed. No surgeries. Nothing at that point, right? So, um, it was hard for me to do any type of work, but I still did it. Obviously. So, but anyways, yeah, it's here's the funny thing, guys. I can't read notes. Never could. I was in band for a while, anyways. Um, let's see. I started out trombone. That's what it was. Started out with the trombone, and then they switched me to was it the sousaphone? And if anybody knows about marching bands, the sousaphone is the one that wraps around your body, has the big bell above your head. It's basically like an oversized tuba. And then the third one, they switched me to a tuba, which sucked when it came to like doing the whole matching thing. Now this is in school, mind you. And then I switched to a Barry sax and the saxophone. Ooh, I fell in love with a saxophone. And I think it is a travesty that saxes aren't used in songs anymore. You look up 80s, a lot of like 80s songs and whatnot, especially like mid 80s, mid to late 80s, and you're going to find lots of saxophone solos, not guitar solos, but saxophone solos. Woo! It was just reminiscent. Love it. Kinky. Finger exercises. Your wife will thank you later. Oh! Kind of reminds me of like that. Just reminded me of something. What was his name? Is he back in the late '80s, '90s, maybe early '90s? Andrew Dice Clay. Little boy blue. He needed the money. Oh. Yeah, and he had some. Yeah, he had some pretty raunchy ones. That was about the cleanest raunchy one. We lived the same style. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, Moto. The grit from a sax is just as chilling as the grit from a good singing voice. Yeah, yeah, and the way it can complement the other instruments, not take over, but complement the other instruments, and because I don't know, it's just the saxophone just made everything better. But yeah, I can't read notes. Um, all through school, and then of course, when I picked up the guitar as well, I saw family members playing, mind you, before internet, so it's not like I could Google, but I saw family members playing it, and I could hear what that sounded like when they put their fingers in a certain, a certain area, right? Which I found out later was a chord, and I'm like, oh wow, interesting. But I go by sound and obviously sight. If I can see it. When I was introduced to Google many years later, I didn't look up how to read notes. It still just made no sense to me. But I looked up chords. So the dots on the page. I'm a visual learner, so the dots on the page uh, helped out a lot. And again, I've forgotten a lot since then. I can't just sit here and just start picking out something. Bam, 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 bam. That's not me. I still consider myself, even after all these years, very much a noob. Tolga says, dude, I fell in love with a Valor brand sax back in the time, but stupid me never invested on the beauty. Maybe I can do that later on as my retirement hobby when I can find more time to spend on it. Tolga, that would be awesome. Matter of fact, I've actually been thinking about getting back into the sax and getting a Barry sax, and hang them up on the wall and just bring them down. I still got to get the wall hanger for this. Right now, it's still in its original hard shell case, but which is the reason why I need to get either a new one or just get a wall hanger for it. Is that hard shell case has seen way too many battles and storms in states. I've got on a playlist on Spotify of sax covers on different songs where they took the vocals out and they added sax in for it. Oh, that's sweet, dude. That's sweet. Yeah, the people. I'm gonna have to not Google that. What the hell? I'm gonna have to type that in on YouTube after the stream probably, and see if I can find some stuff that you just mentioned. Toga says absolutely. Backing of the sax is everything, though. But the workmanship on those pieces, is also pretty important, like any other instrument for sure. Yeah, and it was, I found it actually easier to play. But okay, everybody knows what a trombone looks like, right? You know how hard it is to play a trombone, to be very precise with, your the note is where your hand is, right? And there's no markings, right? There's no levers like a trumpet. There's nothing. It's a slide, right? And you got to keep that slide, you know, lubed. All right, guys, calm down. and, but you know what? I'm going to stop talking about trombones. That's what I'm going to stop talking about because that rabbit hole is just too slippery to get it. Oh. Now see, I guess just got to stop talking. I've got two acoustic guitars. This is Moto Alley, by the way. I've got two acoustic guitars upstairs. Never learned to play. I also played the tenor and alto back in high school. Hey, right on, right on. Barry sax was my jam. Um, Toga, you still remembering the terms moto? I bet that you could be pretty cool with those if you're going to give your attention on them. Oh yeah, heck yeah. And why do you have two acoustic guitars that you never touched? Well, I'm sorry, you probably touched them to bring them in the house, but pick it up and play. That's all you got to do. Let's see. Moto Alley would take a bit, I'm sure, but would be fun to get back into it. Still Moto. My wife asked me the other day if I'd learn to play it again. Keep talking, bro. No. Absolutely not. Um, oh, yeah, speaking of that, okay, so, right, nothing spectacular, right? It is what it is, right? But the only difference is that the guitar here, which definitely needs new strings. I ain't gonna lie on that one. These are 13 gauge. Oh, cut it out. What the heck? Okay, stop. So I have 13 gauge flat wound on here, and the sound is a lot crisper. Now I talked with a couple other people, and they were like, "Holy crap! Why do you have such heavy gauge?" Uh, on the guitar. And I was like, "Well," I said, if I can't have the Fender Strat with the 13 gauge. Now the only reason why Stevie Ray Vaughan did was because he had his guitar modified to be able to hold it because the problem is right through here. He needed rods actually placed in there because of the tension would have snapped the guitar in half. So the legend tells me. Anyways, the heavy gauge, it does make the sound when your fingers are like, I don't know if you heard that, but anyways, it makes that zzz, like zipper sound, kind of thing. It's not as bad if you get the flat wound, which is what I got. Ow! Oh, B7 sucks. Oh, yeah, haven't played for a while. Just saying. Oh, yeah. Oh man, yeah, yeah. What was that? E, and then B7, A. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let's see. Moto Alley. Uh, One was a gift when I was like 6, and the other I bought from a yard sale in my early teens. Sweet, sweet. I'd hang that bad boy up. The one that you got when you were only 6. Heck yeah. Keep that one in really good shape. Keep some decent strings on it, or maybe keep the old strings so it's nostalgia kind of thing. But yeah, don't let it go by the wayside, man. We hear it very well, and thanks for playing the uh, yeah. Yeah, that was, dude. Ah, yeah, yeah. Total Nirvana. Yeah. uh, that's the one in the worst shape. Oh no, string broke. I used to try to play it when I was young. Yeah, I would. You can keep it as is. I mean, there's one or two things. I ain't telling you what to do, by the way. Just hopefully you don't take it the wrong way. I'm just saying, like, uh, like if it was mine, I would be like, yeah, like this one, this one definitely means something. I keep it nice and clean. I keep it nice and tuned. I make sure I end up playing it as much as I possibly can when I have time, and I wish I played a little bit more because my fingers are killing me. I've been playing most of the morning when I had time this morning, but it's easier to press strings to the frets with a heavier gauge. You know, I don't I don't honestly know about that because I haven't. The only thin gauge, and I can't even remember what gauge it was that I had on my Fender, but I went ahead. It was. It's great for. Nah, see, you can't even do it on this. No, hang on. Kind of like that, right? Or maybe no, something like that. But oh yeah, I forgot about that one. So it does. Uh, it gives it to me. It's crisp and throaty, right? Whereas a thinner string, um, you can just jam out and pick away all you want to, right? You can still do chords, obviously, but I think my experience, guitar solos like Pink Floyd, "Comfortably Numb." If you guys have heard that solo, that's something that's made for electric guitar. But then you got like something that I was just pecking away at with chords that's more country esque or bluegrass esque, where this is more appropriate, right, for cordage. Just I don't know, personal opinion, I suppose. We all know what those are like. uh, One of the chord tuners at the end is broke. The body is still in good shape. The one I bought from a yard sale is smaller. Right on. So the one from the yard sale might be able to. A guy I listen to a lot, and he jams hard in his live shows is Keith Urban. Oh yeah, yeah, Keith Urban. I'm familiar with the name. I just can't remember names of songs. Yeah, figures. Next door neighbor's dog's out and backing up a storm. I guess mine's gonna be backing up a storm as well. I was actually trying to figure out a way. Uh, put I don't know another microphone down here for the guitar, and then use this as the voice. There is a couple tunes I would like to work on, and they were all created by AI, so I know there's no copyright infringement crap going on. But they were cool enough where I was like, I could sing that. I bet you I could do a better job than the AI. Maybe not. I don't know. He'll break into guitar solos mid-show, and it's mesmerizing. Dude, people like that are just like, they've done it all their life. They do it as their livelihood. Can just I total kudos. It was something when I was younger I wish I could have been able to do more often, but I mean, life happens, right? I didn't become a country singer, thank God. Would have gone broke first night. Is Ginger back in? Miss Molly. Yeah. Yeah, solos are not my thing. Um, I started doing some picking when I had my Fender, but I still kind of did the whole chord thing on my Fender, except it was more rock and roll derived and not country esque. If you guys know what I mean, it was more like trying to play the trying to play the intro to Metallica Enter Sandman, right? Or Kickstart My Heart with Motley Crue. I was trying to do like songs like and of course there's ACDC, like Thunderstruck. You try to the picking on that. What was the? There was another one that I did learn, and it was it Iron Maiden? I think it was Iron Maiden. Wasted Years. If you guys looked that tune up, Iron Maiden Wasted Years, friggin' awesome, awesome rock tune. It'll blow your mind. I love it. There we go. Oh, while I'm here, I could do an update. So I already mentioned a little bit about the zombie project and how that's moving forward. So that's good. I have, however, talking about the North Carolina Battleship project, that has come to a grinding halt. Um, Ran out of wood. And with that, I ran out of money. You only get so much a month, right? So I got to wait until next month. We're halfway there, but it's on standstill or standby until said date of the first. And I might not even, I might not even go that route. I have no idea. I might have to put it on hold again, which is not a big deal. But with the silly season and whatnot, I want to keep that play money available that I get on a month to month basis, and maybe swing it into Santa gifts. Ho, ho, ho. My kids believe in Santa? Nope. He's just a fat guy in a red suit. We were talking about that at the last time. uh yeah, so being that it's November, right? We got silly season in full swing, and have to take the back burner for family. Absolutely. Without regret or hesitation, brother. Um Oh, and have no fear. My 74 Yamaha one, it's still in the shed. Uh, it, I think I mentioned I don't know, I mentioned in one of either the video or a past live stream. I don't remember. Do you remember? Anybody? No, I don't remember either. Okay, so it's disassembled, minus the motor. Ran out of time, ran out of juice, and then had mental issues. Mental issues. Health issues, not mental issues. Great. Okay. Yeah, I was back then at that one time, possibly. um, we take that motor apart. We're gonna give it a good cleaning, obviously, and I've I've seen enough, read enough, where I feel comfortable and just going for it. I still need some things for it. Now, mind you, the bike I gifted to my boy, who's currently in the service right now, and whenever he gets some time, him and his fiance can come up here, and him and I will be working on it together. And yes, we will either live stream it or just flat out record it. I'd rather just live stream. It saves editing. Shh! Don't tell firefighter. I hate editing. Anywho, the bike is not dead. Far from it. So unless something major with the motor, which I don't foresee, I see this puppy eventually getting back on the road. He's pumped. He's totally excited to work on this with me and dedicated to get it working. So he thinks it's just really, he gets a kick out of how old it is. And I was like, easy, son. I said, it's the same age as me. Actually, that's a year older, but still. Oh, you're not the only one. Sometimes it's fun, but man, I don't get the enjoyment some have from editing. Oh, right? Don't text the firefighter immediately. You? No soup for you. No soup for you. That's funny. So, so the Yamaha. Okay, so but what will take place come springtime is that I'm going full gusto on the shed, and of course, you know, at the same time it'll be just kind of bouncing it back and forth, but at the same time it'll be the ship project. Um, I don't want to do a lot on the ship come summertime because I'm stuck inside doing the ship, and I don't want to be stuck inside come summertime. I get enough of that during the winter up here because the winters are freaking brutal. So I'm not saying it's only a wintertime project, but I can get a lot done outside on the shed plus the bike, and not that, right? It's like a one or the other kind of thing. But that's okay. I'm cool with that. Again, that ship project is not something that I'm barrel-assing towards the finish line. That's something that I honestly believe will take me a couple years, maybe even 3, to like finish it from start to finish. And I'm okay with that because I want every detail on this ship I possibly can. I want it to look smooth and sharp and just like museum quality, right? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, hey, you don't have to. You don't have to. But you can. But you don't have to. Webasto is the brand to work in the shed in the wintertime. Also, Mattel Wink. Oh. When you only have 4 months of nice weather, I don't blame you for wanting to be outside in the summer. I try to get that across. I try to get that, and by the way, thanks, Moto. I try to get that across to my kids. And, you know, They love their technology. Unfortunately, that's just the day and age we're living in. I really don't want to limit their exposure to technology because that is the life that they're in, right? It wasn't the life I was in. We didn't have cell phones when I was a kid. No, we didn't have Google and internet when I was a kid. No, that makes me sound way older than I am. I'm 50, by the way, soon to be 51, but say Olivia. Um, but we didn't have a lot of that stuff. So obviously it was imagination and you just found things to do, right? I think a lot of my engineering skills kind of came from that background where you know you're poor, you got nothing to work with really, but what could you do with said nothing to work with, right? I mean, oh, a paper towel roll and this and that and this and that and a battery and some wires and look, I just made a homemade fan. Right? You're bored. You just start thinking up all this crap. And then, of course, when I got a little older in my teens, starting to smoke weed heavily, and then I started growing it and selling it. Shh, they're not listening. Okay. Um, I'm glad I got out of that because most of the people I knew, I'm not going to call them friends, uh, barely acquaintances, but the people I dealt with uh, uh, were starting to get either jailed or killed, and I was like, yeah, I've had enough. The dark side of that was starting to show pretty heavy. I thought we were getting in too deep. We had a school bus that we converted and gutted and turned into a three-stage grow room. So we had it going on. We started making sales to people in New York. No joke. And what we got back in return, um, and this was kind of like, hello guys, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be expanding. It was laced. And it was probably laced with PCP, but I have no idea. I don't know what it exactly was in it. I didn't have it because it didn't look. Because you can feel, you can smell, and you can see. Use your senses when you get into stuff like that. And there was something completely off with this. And I was like, no, I ain't touching that. And a couple of my buddies went on some really bad trips because they were just dead set that they were going to smoke some of it. They thought it was cool. They got it from New York. And I was like, nope. And of course, I was like, I'm heading to the military. I gotta like ban myself from anybody that's using it, and stop it myself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cleaning up. I gotta get my life right. Unfortunately, a lot of those guys did not, and half of those aren't with us. So, let's see. Oh, speaking of Moto Alley, when you said there was only 4 months of nice weather. Oh. um, yeah, limited time, and I think you know what I'm talking about, Moto Alley. I don't want to overstep, but you're in Canada, correct? Is it East Coast? Because I know of another YouTuber that lives right in Winnipeg, which is direct north of me in North Dakota. It is the way of life, but man, we need people with non mush brains to run these places. Yeah, Toga. Oh yes, please don't try to finish it early and ending in prison. Quality workmanship, mate. Yeah, I truly got bored to see the stuff like that in the shops, even. Homemade fan though, and that's the thing. Yeah, I love working with my hands. I love doing things on my own and figuring things out. I used to be really good at math until the accident in the service, and there's a lot of things that just were taken away during that accident. But that was one of them, unfortunately. Like I said, I actually used to like math. I used to write down like little equations and then try to figure them out just randomly. And it's like, what do you do for fun? Well, I'm one step away from buying a pocket protector. Um, Homegrown is the only way to go. Yep, yep. I remember that was the motto we had until, the people I was with kind of got greedy. They wanted to, it, they thought it was cool. Now, coming from the backwoods of Maine and dealing with something, some people from New York was something of a big to do, right? And it kind of put it like a badge of honor, for for us Hicks up in the sticks, and they were just taking advantage of us big time. Well, all those stuff are forbidden in here, but I know myself I wouldn't use anything every single day. I don't judge anybody, but none of them for me as a lifestyle. And I that's awesome, brother. Now, mind you, I don't do it. I haven't done it since before the service. So when did I quit? I was 18. I think I was 18 when I finally quit. Could have been 19. I don't know. I can't remember now. Um, but it was a year before I went in. So, was it 93 I quit? Because I graduated in 93. So it was later that, yeah, it was later that year. So it was that, like, late fall. Late fall. The next fall, I signed up for the Army on a delayed entry program and then went to boot camp. My first day of boot camp was February 4th of 95. And then I spent the entire year in training. I went to boot camp, AIT, and boot camp for me was actually 12 weeks because I'd gotten there early and we were waiting for all the class to get there from all over the place, um, which was kind of cool. I got kind of a heads up. But anyways, that was roughly 12 weeks. Then AIT was 16 weeks, and then I got picked. There was 5 of us that got picked to become a recovery specialist, and the training was yet another 16 weeks on top of that. So I was gone for quite a while before duty station bound. Everybody billed differently. Yeah, more east than west. I'm east of you. Gotcha. Tolga is really east of us. I was joined to Commando Battalion in the same age. Yeah, right on, brother. And you know what? Thank you for your service. Even though it wasn't USA, doesn't matter. You know, Anybody that serves, puts on a uniform, and literally risks their life for people they don't even know. That's what that's all about in the background. Dying breed. Salute. Hope all is well there, dying breed. You've been hacked. Now the wife says somebody tried getting into. Almost thinks this is a scam. We noticed a login to Disney Plus. Was it you? Here are the details. And it was from an iPhone from Colorado? What the hell? It says, blah, 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 you've been hacked. I now own your photos, videos, passwords, and secrets. I told her, I said, that's a scam. That's hilarious. I just said report it and walk away. Nope, they've changed my email to Walmart. I can't log in. Ah, interesting. Technology. Freaking hate technology sometimes. Blessed by God and powered by the Holy Spirit. Well, amen, brother. Toga. Oh man, thank you for your service actually. Only you guys are saying this to me, even you all knowing that I was belonged to another army, but NATO again. So thanks again, brother. Again, we're kind of all family. You know what I mean? There's even, of course, this might be different nowadays, but in my time, even the most hostile of enemies still deserved respect because they were following orders from their superiors to do the exact same thing that we were following orders to do from our superiors. So it was a mutual understanding and a mutual respect. So not all saw it that way, but that's kind of how we were geared towards. Best thing you can do is change your password. Send them a middle finger emoji while saying thanks for your concern. Thank you. I have about 30,000 in credit cards now. Now it's your problem. I might just do that. Yeah, she says. I told her. I said it could be a scam. She says they changed my email to Walmart. I can't log in. I said yeah, I'm not really talkative when it comes to text. They literally deleted my account. She's calling the bank. Apparently, somebody got in. It's not our account, but somebody got in. Well, I mean, it's not like my account. I don't use Disney Plus because I think they're woke idiots. But she says somebody got in. We need to change. We need to change that password. And then they said no. They changed my email, so she can't even change her password. So she's calling the bank. So we'll see. You ever heard that expression? You can't get blood from a turnip. Let them come. Let them come. There we go. There's my debt. Hope you're happy, just like Dying Breed was saying. There you go. There's my debt. That's hilarious. Oh, another thing. Usually, back there is Thumper, our Holland Lop rabbit. And come January 7th, he'll be 5 years old. Rabbits don't live long. I think they live 7 to 9 years, this particular breed. We're hoping so, considering he's turning 5. He's getting to be an old bunny. My dogs, one of them turned 13 this month, and the other one will turn 13 in February. I was 864th Engineer Battalion, combat engineer, HSC company, first platoon, first squad. I think I remembered that because it was Alpha Bravo Company were construction companies, and Charlie Company was the God, what was the name for them? they're the ones. They're the ones that ran most of the machines, right? The dozers and the dumps and stuff like that. Equipment platoon, or equipment company. That's what I remember. Anyways, and then HSC company, they had the specialized kind of mix, right? And since I knew how to play with boom booms, and I had my ASI recovery specialist tag. I was able to drive the Hemmets, whether it be the Hemmet tanker, the Hemmet cargo, the Hemmet wrecker. I was specialized more so on the wrecker end of it, like the M88s was the track wrecker. Those were really fun to play with. Um, so yeah, you know what really sucked is that none of the licenses I had, I was licensed to drive every track and wheeled vehicle in the Army at that time, even the Deuce and a Half, which we had one left, and it was the last stick shift vehicle. Um, and it was me and somebody else that knew how to drive it because I grew up on a stick, uh, standard transmission. So um, fun times. Special operations unit, as is, no regret for anything, for sure. But trust me, in the public's eye, it's all the same, like the old days. They know the facts, and no one cares about politics. Yeah, yeah. I thought you were going to say, come January 7th, he will be food. Slippers! Actually, I don't even think he'd make one slipper for me, but you never know. uh, I'm only engineer in the games, bro. I was just another rockhead sergeant in real life, anyways. Oh, what do we got now? You have the passwords. Can you work on that? Yes, I can. Work on what, though? What exactly do you want me to do? I'm male, okay? I need specifics. But I wish I had those APCs right now. Yeah, no doubt. Those the Bradleys. Oh, the Bradleys. Those were fun. The first time I remember the M1A1. Okay, so the first iteration of Abrams. I was at the end of my training when we pulled out the turbine, the engine for it, and we lit it up. We hooked it up and we lit it up right there at the training facility, motor pool. And that thing was just like, have you ever stood next to a jet fighter when it kicks off, right? You know, that's basically what happened in the middle of the motor pool, and everybody was like geeking out as if a rock concert just started. We were like, we were all pumped. We were like, this is amazing, you know. So what happened with the Disney account? It's your wife's that got hacked. Yeah, it's I don't own any of the accounts. It's usually her. Um, Need to change the Hotmail password first, then log in. Change the Hotmail password, then log into Disney Plus to change that password. Just write them down so I can write it in the password book. Suppose I need to change all the passwords now. Crap! Explanation point. I understand your frustration. I could check Disney Plus, but I don't know the password. Gotcha. All right, guys, that is my cue to go try and fix things that our women break all the. I mean, that happen randomly. So I am going to. Yeah, I know, right, Moto? I'm going to say goodbye. It's been a blast. Maybe next time we'll do some more picking and grinning on the guitar. Who knows? Of course, then again, I have no idea when this is going to happen again, but it might actually happen sooner rather than later, because the only time I can usually do this is when the kids are at school, wife's at work, and nothing else is usually taking place. Once housework is done, I got spare time. And it'll either be like gaming or this. So, doesn't matter. So, anyways, appreciate it, Moto, Toga, both you guys. Love ya. Peace out.